What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video guys, first of all I will show you the deadline that happened yesterday. And I have to say that we haven't received any results because of this deadline. Then I will show you how we are losing the fighters against the illegal activity. And at the end of this video, I will show you that we have to ask some tricky questions to the people in Congress in general and to Ralph Norman in particular. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section for whatever reasons you want. So guys, let's start with this news. You know that just yesterday we had a deadline for Gary Gensler, and Gary Gensler had to respond to the letter that was written by Ralph Norman. Let me show you this tweet. First of all, on June the 5th, as you can see, Junk Savvy wrote this: Representative Ralph Norman and 40 of his bipartisan colleagues issue a letter to Gary Gensler requesting updates regarding the MMTLP fiasco. And as you can see, here is the tweet that was written by Representative Ralph Norman himself on June the 5th. And here we have the deadline, pure deadline that he wrote in his letter. He said, please respond by June 15, 2024, with confirmation of your commitment to brief members of Congress and an estimated timeline for the completion of your investigation. And by investigation, Ralph Norman means the investigation in regards to MMTLP saga. And guys, today is June 16th and we don't have any response from Gary Gensler, and I have to admit that the last letter that was written to Ralph Norman in regards to the previous request that was written back in December of 2023, this letter had a delay of 6 days. And on top of that, Gary Gensler made a miserable and pathetic answer to Representative Ralph Norman, and unfortunately it didn't lead us to any results at all. So, and yes, we have to wait for these results, but at this moment it is quite upset that Gary Gensler is still kicking this can down the road. On top of that, let me show you this quite interesting tweet, and I have to say that just several months ago, Roger Hamilton, the CEO of another company, was extremely active in Twitter and was extremely active in general in regards to the fight against the wrongdoers who shorted his company as well. And I have to admit that I haven't seen any recent updates from Roger Hamilton, and this is the reason why it is happening. So, Meta News just a couple of days ago wrote this tweet: Roger Hamilton, I had a few shareholders of GNS reach out regarding the naked shorting battle initiated by the company last year. Are there any updates you can provide to shareholders? And Roger Hamilton responded: Hi Meta News, sorry, no updates at this time. On another note, a hypothetical question. Imagine a CEO of a US public listed company makes a stand against naked short selling after gathering clear evidence. He's warned by his lawyers that making a stand against blatant market manipulation will result in him suffering the same fate as Patrick Byrne, but goes ahead anyway. Over the next year, he gets buried under investigations by regulators and finds it almost impossible to get approval from the same regulators for funding his company, so he ends up funding it himself. He grows the company by 150% with no funding from the public markets, during which time his lawyers find evidence of market manipulation in the stock of his company, to the extent they are ready to file a suit against the manipulators for damages worth more than 4x the value of the company, but need additional time to file the case. Until they are ready, he isn't allowed to give any updates. In the meantime, the CEO continues to grow the company while most of his counterparts from a year earlier have been driven out of their companies or into bankruptcy by the same market manipulators. He takes the lawyer's advice and says nothing publicly. The financing he can do given the circumstances creates dilution, but is accretive. And the company is still undervalued compared to the market by a factor of 10x. But he isn't able to talk about this due to being gagged by the system. He continues to grow company by 50% plus year on year, but retail investors impatient for returns blame him for the ongoing depressed stock price, despite having joined the fight knowing the depressed price was due to ongoing manipulation. What's your thoughts? Should the CEO A. fight the silence and in compliance with his lawyers and regulators while the manipulation continues, or B. speak the truth and to hell with it, asking for a friend? So guys, as you can see, Roger Hamilton is still trying to fight, but in general he keeps silence because of the ongoing procedures. And so far we don't know the results of these procedures, and I have to admit that it is very difficult for Roger Hamilton to fight against these wrongdoers. And as you can see, during his fight, most of his counterparties from a year earlier have been driven out of their companies or into bankruptcy by the same market manipulators. And guys, this is how the things happen. I have to admit that a lot of companies were shorted to oblivion, and unfortunately they had to file bankruptcy, and that is how we are losing our allies and we are losing the fighters in our battle. That is why, guys, we have to help not only the MMTLP community, but we have to unite with other retail investors who are fighting against the same regulators, the same wrongdoers on their battlefield. And we have to do it together, because some of retail investors achieved very significant results, and we have to use the same tactics in order to achieve similar results and in order to have fair and transparent markets in general. So, on top of this news, let me show you the tweet that was written by Mark Basile, and I have to say that it is quite unusual tweet. He refers to the space call that was recorded by Roman Subs, and as you can see, just yesterday Roman Subs wrote this. Bull and busy brands try to negotiate some immense MMTLP. And I have to say that busy brands has a lot of experience in regards to our case. And let me quote you what did Mark Basile write. MMTLP, possibly the best MMTLP related spaces over the last year. Lots of insight and viewpoints, not all of which I agree with, but most of them. Many community members are suspicious of Sub's crew, but as I have said in the past, their spaces are informative, and this 4-hour plus space is no different. Lots of good questions all around, and lots of position points have been made. In fact, not that it means too much, I haven't blocked a few participants because I feel I understand their motives for participation more than I did few months ago. Doesn't mean the block button got further away. I never thought I would say this in the same sentence. Thank you busy brands and Roman Subs, everyone else that provided productive insight into various positions on various topics. Also honorable mention to Southern Oracle, Bull the Butcher, Hollywood Beach Girl, and Jersey 52799, and the rest. Want to know more about the dynamics of the community? You should listen to this. Not talking any sides on any given issue, just a great civil discussion. So I have to say that I haven't heard this space call in details, but I took a sneak peek on this space call, and I have to admit that this space call is very interesting if you want to see the different points of view of different people inside and even outside of MMTLP community, you have to listen to this space call. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Busy Brands wrote this. You consider that a good space? In my neck of the woods, we call that a shit show. And Mark responded to him. It really wasn't. I think you did a great job explaining things, and I know you are an honest and honorable person. The tone may have been off, especially the gang up on you, but you held your own, explained things I thought clearly, and provided a different perspective. I also know personally a lot of what you spoke of was very true, because I know things that community doesn't. So guys, and by saying this, Mark Basil is pointing to this space call as the source of information that potentially not so many people inside our community knows. And that is why I think it is another reason why you have to listen to this space call. So, let me show you another quite interesting and the most important update of today's video. You know that just a couple of days ago we had a victory, small but very important victory, in regards to the CAT system implementation. And unfortunately, we have several Congress members who fought against this CAT system, and I have to say that some of the people are the same people who wrote and who signed the letter of 22 Congress members. Let me show you, not here, but here, who wrote and signed this letter. Let me show you this in details. So, Kristen Shaughnessy 14 hours ago wrote this. Serious question, is this list correct? Trying to see if what representatives say aligns with what they do. And here is the list itself, and unfortunately we have Ralph Norman in this list, and this information is really scary. I think that Ralph Norman has his own thoughts in regards to this system, but unfortunately none of his constituents know about these thoughts, and I think he has to disclose some information in regards to his opinion about the CAT system implementation. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.